It doesn't last very long in the ring. They fight outside. They almost fight in the crowd, but they remember that the ref is still counting, and that forces them back into the ring before one of them gets themselves disqualified. This is where Batista is not as dominant as he was hoping to be against Roman Reigns, because Reigns has found an opening and he turns the tables on the animal, and he's now looking for that Superman punch. But Batista sees it coming, dodges the Superman punch, and instead delivers the spine buster on Roman Reigns, knocking him out. And this is where Batista, he gets his chance, hitting the Batista bomb on Roman Reigns, going for that pin he's looking for and getting the win. You think that Batista would be satisfied with getting his win over Roman Reigns, but no, he's not. He's not done. He's going to assault Roman Reigns after the match. The ref, powerless to do anything, shoved aside, and Batista continues his attack on Roman Reigns. And Lashley, coming down from backstage, save his pal, driving Batista away, but managing to land a few shots on the animal, but Batista choosing to flee and escape before the destroyer Lashley can get more out of him. Lashley coming in to save his pal Roman Reigns. Where is this going now? Batista has got Lashley's attention just after defeating Roman Reigns. We move on to another segment, another episode of the award-winning show, the most must-see show on TV right now, with the most must-see champion on TV right now. It's Miz TV, and the champion, the TV champion, WWE's very first world television champion, The Miz, is hosting this show, and his guest is another champion, new champion, and who else but the WWE Women's Champion, Bayley. She is his guest tonight on Miz TV. And getting right down to it, Miz already wondering how Bayley must feel now being at the top of the women's division as the women's champion. He doesn't waste any time in reminding her that she is the proverbial underdog in this division, and that being a champion only means that Bayley has got a huge bullseye, a target on her back. But the young champion, she's not bothered about being an underdog or having that target on her back. She's ready to accept any challenge that may come her way. She defeated a legend that was Mickie James in her very first title defense, one-on-one. Unless you want to count there was the triple threat match that happened on the first Raw episode after WrestleMania. Bayley defending the title against former Divas champions Charlotte and the former NXT Women's Champion Becky Lynch. But we're talking one-on-one, and her first opponent was Mickie James. It was a steel cage match at the NXT TakeOver Supremacy Special. Bayley, she defeated Mickie James in that one, and she's got her eyes focused on Payback, where her next challenger will be. And again, we will find out who will be the number one contender to her championship title in that triple threat match happening in the next Raw episode. So The Miz, again, trying to offer his own advice, being a multiple champion, tag team champion, intercontinental, US, world heavyweight, and now he's the world's television champion. So he thinks he can offer Bayley, being a first-time champion, he can offer her some advice, but Bayley reverses that and offers her own advice to The Miz, because on the next episode, which is NXT, the main event for that episode, The Miz is defending his world television championship for the very first time on NXT. And of course, Bayley, being from NXT, she's quick to give Miz some advice that because he's facing an anonymous challenger, he might not make it out of NXT with the championship. So she gives him some advice and lets him know that he shouldn't uh, underestimate any of his challenges, because there's still one man whose challenge he's been running away from, and this is what brings out John Cena. As you may remember, guys, last week, The Miz, in his very first championship defense match, his hand-picked challenger was John Cena, handpicked by Hot Rod Roddy Piper. John Cena faced The Miz in the previous Raw episode, but with Piper involved, Miz would get the surprise win over John Cena. But John Cena, he's not satisfied with how things ended in that match, and he wants another shot against that world champion, the World Television Championship. But The Miz is reluctant to accept the challenge. He feels that he defeated John Cena fair and square, and he wants Cena to move on so that Miz can focus on future challengers, trying to dodge John Cena's challenge. But The Miz, unaware that Bayley is behind him, the moment he turns, he's brought down by that belly to Bayley from the women's champion. But John Cena, he is still in the World Television Championship picture. What happens now with The Miz? He has to focus on his match coming up on NXT. What will John Cena have in store for The Miz, or whomever will be World Television Champion after NXT? And we move on to our third match, some tag team action. We've got the women's tag team champions, Sasha Banks and Charlotte, taking on the team of Emma and Dana Brooke. Now, in the women's tag team division, as you know, last week, the champions and the women's champion Bayley, they teamed up against the legends Lita, Trish Stratus, and Mickie James in a farewell match for the legends, who've decided to step away from the ring for some time, and they decided to take on the champions one more time before they leave. They defeated the champions, but the celebrations didn't last very long, because out came Naomi and Tamina, who feel that the legends should have left ages ago to allow the new women right now to get a chance and step forward and show the legends that their time is up and it's time for the new age female wrestlers. This is when Naomi and Tamina would challenge the champions and would be taking on any other tag team as they hunt down for contendership to challenge Sasha Banks and Charlotte for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. But tonight, the champions taking on Emma and Dana Brooke, who were part of the tag team tournament last month, building up to the title match which happened at Extreme Rules. Charlotte and Sasha Banks defeated Lita and Trish Stratus to become the very first WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. But in this match, Dana and Emma proving that they've improved since they took part in that tournament, taking on other tag teams. They're taking on the champions tonight. They've got a lot to prove against the champions, whom we haven't seen since that match against the legends on Raw last week. Emma and Dana Brooke, they're not going to be walked over by the champions. They give them a decent match, but in the end, the champions, they get the win over Emma and Dana Brooke. Sasha Banks reversing Dana Brooke's Samoan driver, turning it into the bank statement and forcing Dana Brooke to tap out the champions, getting the win over Emma and Dana Brooke. Right after that win, out come the Bella Twins. As you know, they defeated Naomi and Tamina on SmackDown, when Naomi and Tamina popped up and they challenged any other tag team to step up and face them on their quest to become number one contenders to the tag team titles. The Bellas would accept that challenge on SmackDown, causing an upset, getting the win over Naomi and Tamina. So they believe they have now entered the race for number one contendership, and they come out tonight on Raw to confront the tag team champions and let them know that they are on notice. The Bella Twins, they're coming for those tag team titles, but they don't get very far with that because from behind, Naomi and Tamina come in attacking the Bella Twins, reminding them that they may have gotten a fluke win over Naomi and Tamina. They are the ones who are still chasing that contendership, and before they can dominate the Bella Twins on the stage, the champions get involved, and it becomes a fight between the champions, Naomi, Tamina, and the Bella Twins. Three teams going at it on the stage, leading up to security having to break these ladies up. But as you can see now, Naomi and Tamina, Bella Twins, and the tag team champions. What happens now? Will the Bella Twins have to prove why they deserve to be in this contendership race, or will Naomi and Tamina dominate over the Bella Twins once again, reinstating why they belong in the contendership picture? Then now The Miz backstage, getting ready to leave the arena, stopped by Byron Saxton for a quick interview about John Cena's challenge, why John Cena is still in the World Television title picture with The Miz. He really wants to get out of there, giving some short answers to Byron Saxton. He doesn't really care about John Cena right now. His focus is on defeating his anonymous challenger from NXT and continuing his reign as World Television Champion. But The Miz believes that he defeated John Cena fair and square. It doesn't matter if Piper got involved. The Miz, he got the pinfall over John Cena. So John Cena should move away, step back, and focus on other things. Just as he's about to leave, of course, someone from the staff shows up, hands The Miz a red envelope that was found in his dresser. And The Miz, of course, unaware of what this envelope means or who it's from, he just takes it and leaves. And showing up just after The Miz leaves is John Cena, who gets a chance to talk to Byron Saxton about his challenge. He believes that he was cheated in that match. Had Piper not been involved, he would have defeated The Miz. And he reminds Byron that The Miz, in fact, tapped out to the STF, but the ref's back was turned because he was focused on Roddy Piper, who decided to get involved. So The Miz tapped out, but the ref did not see it. So John Cena has a claim to having a rematch against The Miz, and he will not stop until he gets that rematch against The Miz for that WWE World Television Championship. Then we move on to match number 4, the number one contender to the WWE Championship, Hideo Itami, in action against the whole damn show, Rob Van Dam, with the WWE Champion Dolph Ziggler joining commentary to watch this big match featuring the man he'll be taking on at Payback for the championship.